Hi, myself Pooja Bak, Assistant Professor of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management of JS Group, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Here you will find the details of my contact information, and I have developed a Facebook page where regular updates regarding this course are available time to time. Hi everyone. Here in this session, we will discuss line coding and its properties. We have already discussed the basics of line coding and 3 types of line coding. So you can go to my previous video and you can watch that video. You can see how I classify different line coding techniques. Now let's see the properties of line coding. Number 1, small transmission bandwidth. As the coding is done to make more bits transmit on a single signal, the bandwidth used is much reduced. The bandwidth is the range of frequency in which the signal is taking for its transmission. So this bandwidth, if it is small, then it is occupying less space in frequency band. So the transmission bandwidth should be as small as possible. So if more data bits transmit, then bandwidth is used is much reduced. And bandwidth is what? It is the range of frequency in which the signal is taking for its transmission. So this bandwidth, if it is small, then it is occupying less space in frequency band. So the transmission bandwidth should be as small as possible. Okay. Now see the second property. For a given bandwidth, the power efficiency is used. So the power efficiency should be as high as possible, which means line coding technique requires least power to propagate towards the largest distance. So we know that polar encoding technique is have largest distance between positive and negative value. So the polar coding technique is most power efficient. Whereas if I talk about unipolar line coding technique, the distance between 0 and 1, so 0 is represented by 0 and 1 is represented by positive value, which is least. So unipolar line coding technique is least power efficient. Okay. So line coding technique require least power propagate towards the largest distance. And we know the polar encoding technique have the largest distance between positive and negative value. So it is most power efficient. And if I talk about unipolar line coding technique, the distance between 0 and 1 is least. So unipolar line coding technique is least power efficient. Okay. Now the third property. The third property of line coding technique is error detection and error correction. Let's see. In AMI means alternate mark inversion. In AMI, 1 was represented by positive 1 and alternate 1 was represented by negative 1. So it will be like this. This is the AMI signal, where this is the positive 1 and alternate 1 is the negative. So if somehow this sequence is received like this, here both are positive. So in AMI, I have the basic property that one should be positive and next one should be negative. But here both are positive, which is violating the basic rule. Here both are positive. So which means in AMI, I have the inherent error detection and error correction capability. So it can automatically detect that some violation was happened, and according to that violation, it will detect and correct it. Okay. So after that line coding technique, you should have then power spectral density is much favorable. Which means it should not have any impulses or it should not have any disimpulses in power spectral density. So there is no impulses and disimpulses in power spectral density of line coding technique. Number 5. The timing content is adequate. The timing content is required in the repeaters. So if my data is going to repeater, after it got attenuated in space, so repeaters are regenerating the data. So for regeneration of data, it is amplifying and then it is regenerating. So I have already discussed the regenerative repeater, okay, in my previous video. Then if you want to see this video, then you can check it. Okay, now let's see. If my original data was this, when it is propagated in space, then it got attenuated. So this is my data now. This is the repeater station and it goes to repeater station. There it got amplifies and then it got regenerated. I will regenerate my signal, but when I have to regenerate my signal, I should know adequate timing information. So adequate timing information should be provided to me by line coding technique. Basically, in repeater, we are regenerating the data. So for regeneration, data is amplifying and then it is regenerating. So if the original data is like this and this is the repeater station and it goes to repeater station, there it got amplifies and then it got regenerated. I will regenerate my signal, but when I have to regenerate my signal, I should know adequate timing information. The timing information is very important for repeater. So adequate timing information should be provided to me by line coding technique. Okay, so this is the timing content is adequate. Number 6, the last property of line coding technique, that is transparency. Transparency is what? Transparent means it should be invariant to polarity inversion. So if I am representing 1 by 1, I cannot represent it by -1. Okay, so if I am representing 1 by 1 only, I cannot represent it by -1. If I invert the polarity, the basic meaning of signal would change. Okay, let's take an example of AMI. I have this data which is 1 0 1 0 0 1 1. So I can represent this AMI with the help of polarity. If I change the polarity, now +1 is changed to -1 and -1 is changed to +1, and these both signal are signaling the same data. So now I can say AMI or bipolar is invariant to polarity inversion. So I can say it is transparent. Okay, I'll say it again. So if I representing 1 by 1 only, I cannot represent it -1. If I invert the polarity, then the basic meaning will change. So like this example, the data is 1 0 1 0 0 1 1, and this is the AMI. Okay, the first one is the positive polarity and the next one is the negative polarity. Okay, but if I change the polarity, now +1 was changed to -1 and the -1 is changed to +1. So these both signal are signaling the same data. So now I can say the AMI or bipolar is the invariant to polarity inversion. So this is the properties of line coding technique. So based on all these parameters, we'll be comparing line coding technique now. Let us have first line coding technique, that is unipolar. Unipolar is having advantages. See, I will explain this by comparing it by based on advantages and disadvantages. So it will be more clear. As we know, unipolar, when you send bit 1 and bit 0, so 1 is forwarded for amplitude A and 0 is forwarded by amplitude 0. So for bit 1, the amplitude is A, and for bit 0, then amplitude is 0. So it is very easy to implement and it requires less power. Why? The reason is, if you see the range is from 0 to A. So the voltage range is from 0 to A. That's why it requires less power. But it contains DC component. Now see DC component here that we can identify by probability of 0 into amplitude of 0. So probability of 0, that is 1 by 2, and amplitude of 0, that is 0, plus probability of 1, that is 1 by 2, and amplitude of 1, that is A. So the DC component is 1 by 2 into 0 plus 1 by 2 into A. So that will result into A by 2. It means it has DC component which will create issue. That is what one disadvantage. So the DC component is A by 2. It means it has the DC component, and which is the one of the disadvantage, because it will create distortion. And if you see line coding technique, then it will be having high probability error. Why? The reason is when you send ones and zeros, you will be forwarding amplitude A and 0. For 1 amplitude is A and for 0 amplitude is 0. And if you see this distance between these two, A and 0, so the distance is A. The distance in between amplitude 1s and 0s, that is what? Euclidean distance. So this is what? Euclidean distance. As Euclidean distance is A over here, that is less. That's why probability of error is high. So I will explain Euclidean distance of other scheme, so it will be more clear to you. So here Euclidean distance is A. That's why probability of error is more. You will get to know once you will see the other technique. Now we will discuss about polar. Now see, before I explain advantage and disadvantage of polar, when you send 1 and 0, 1 is forwarded with amplitude A and 0 is forwarded with amplitude minus A. So 1 is for amplitude A and 0 is for amplitude minus A. If you see the range, then the range is from minus A to plus A. So here you will be finding Euclidean distance. So that is minus A to plus A. Means it will be 2A. As Euclidean distance, that is 2A, for this polar case, you will be finding there is less probability of error, because the Euclidean distance is 2a, and that's why the less probability of error in polar system. But as amplitude is ranging from minus a to positive a, so it requires high power, and this is what disadvantage of it, because the amplitude range is from minus a to plus a. The reason is we need to send higher amplitude range, so it requires high power, but Euclidean distance is more, so probability of error is less, and it has no DC component. Now see, to calculate the DC component, that we can identify by amplitude of 0, that is minus a, into probability of that is 1 by 2, plus amplitude of 1, that is a, into probability of that is 1 by 2. So if we add these two, the result will be 0. Means it has no DC component. So DC component is 0 in polar, and it has high power requirement, but probability of error is less. The reason is Euclidean distance is twice a. Probability of error is less because the Euclidean distance is twice a, and DC component of polar is 0, and it has high power requirement, but probability of error is less. Okay. Now, third property. Third category that I will be going to explain, that is bipolar. Now see, when you talk about bipolar, in bipolar, 0 is forwarded with 0 voltage, and 1 that will be forwarded by plus a, and next time it will be minus a voltage. So when the beat is 0, it will be 0 voltage, and when the beat is 1, it will be plus a, and for next time, for next one, it will be minus a voltage. So if you see the voltage range, so voltage range, that is from minus a to plus a. Here you will be finding it requires higher amount of power compared to unipolar scheme. But when you calculate DC component of it, so in that case, you will be finding DC component will be 0. Let us calculate how it will be 0. So see, the probability of 0 into amplitude of 0, probability of 0 is 1 by 2, and amplitude of 0, that is 0, plus probability of A, that is 1 by 4 into amplitude, that is A, plus probability of minus A, that is 1 by 4 into amplitude of A is minus A. So DC component equal to 1 by 2 into 0 plus 1 by 4 into A plus 1 by 4 into minus A. So this addition will result into 0. So DC component, that is 0. As bipolar technique, that pseudo ternary code, and it has inherent property which will identify error. So let us try to understand that by one example. If I say transmitted bit like this, 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 1. So in that case, transmitted amplitude that has to be, for first one it is A, for next one it will be minus A, for 0 it will be 0, and for next one it is A, for next one it will be minus A, for 0 it will be 0, for next one it will be A, and for next one, for the last one, it will be minus A. So the transmitted amplitude equal to A minus A, 0, A minus A, 0, A minus A. So that is how we will be sending signal. Now, if you received signal with error, then if I say receiving signal like this, A minus A, 0, A, 0, A minus A. Now over here, one can observe this bit is getting differ. But as per pseudo ternary code, one can understand, and like after A, there should be A minus A. So as per pseudo ternary code, that after A, there should be minus A. It cannot be A. So it means we can identify there is an error in this bit. Otherwise, the sequence is proper. Because in pseudo ternary code, after A, there should be minus A. It cannot be plus A. So it means we can identify there is an error. So in this bit, and otherwise the sequence is proper. And that is how we can identify there is somewhat error based on inherent property. And that is how we can identify that there is some error. So this is what one major advantage which is there in bipolar technique. So this is the one of the major advantage. But when we talk about disadvantage, then the disadvantage is it requires memory to store amplitude of previous bit. It requires memory to store amplitude of previous bit. So it is having higher cost. So this is one disadvantage which is there in bipolar scheme. Okay. Now, one more technique that I will be discussing, which is Manchester. In Manchester, for sending 1, you will be sending signal high to low. And to send 0, you will be sending signal low to high. So for 1, the signal is high to low, and for 0, the signal is low to high. That is what about Manchester pulse. So it is having self-synchronization property that I will explain later. But before that, let us see what will be the power spectral density of all scheme. If you see the power spectral density of unipolar, that is happening like this. This is what frequency with respect to TB bit period. So here, with respect to TB bit period, for Manchester it requires 0 to 2. For all other scheme like polar, unipolar and bipolar requires only 0 to 1. Only for Manchester it requires 0 to 2. So for Manchester scheme it requires double bit duration. It means its bandwidth double than all other scheme. So Manchester scheme having this biggest disadvantage. It requires double of the bandwidth than other scheme. But it has some advantages, like it has self-synchronization. Now, as I have earlier explained in characteristics of line coding, what is self-synchronization? If you send series of ones, if you send it by polar, in that case, you will be finding and you will be sending continuously plus A voltage, because if you send series of ones and it is polar, so you will be sending continuously plus A voltage. In case of Manchester, you will be sending high to low, high to low, high to low signal. If this sequence, when you received with error, at that time, after adding error, this signal will be like this. So after adding error, this signal will be like this. So we can easily have timing synchronization, which is not possible in other scheme like polar. So after adding the error in Manchester, we can easily have timing synchronization, which is not possible in other scheme like polar. You cannot extract the timing information if series of 1 and series of zeros are happen. And this is what one advantage which is there in Manchester scheme. So in Manchester scheme, when you received with error, at that time, after adding error, this signal will be like this. And after adding error, we can easily have timing synchronization, which is not possible in other scheme like polar, because in polar you cannot extract the timing information if series of 1 and series of zeros are happen. So this is the one advantage in Manchester scheme. So I hope that you have understood the session, and thank you so much for watching this video.